Alright, live again. After warm up, gotta focus on first things first. Do the most important thing first. I could work on finishing the heat box, but there's a more pressing fix that I decided was too hard to implement or perform in field due to the nature of duct tape not sticking well when it's cold, and I want to make sure that this fix in particular is rock solid and will not fail in cold temperatures. So I have Gorilla all-weather tape, the extra strong or the extra thick stuff, zip ties that I'll be used for stitching. But the issue is, and there are several reports of this, that the large Mountain Hardwear mountaineering pack, basically a giant stuff sack, it fails in a couple different key modes or common modes. That the first one that I attempted to fix once, that I'll be fixing in a different live stream video, is the skirt, the top drawstring skirt closure cord, just total blowout. I attempted to fix it once upon a time sewing. Here I sewed in. This actually held, but this material, when it's loaded heavy, like when I load this to 100 pounds and really cinch tight on this draw cord, it'll blow out. This will blow out on you. Also, when you're loading super heavy, I saw a couple like Denali guides commented on this. And this is what we're fixing in this video. I'm gonna release the straps all the way. The shoulder strap here, the foam right at about the collarbone, it splits, and there's this very small, like reinforcement stitch that the shoulder tensioner webbing connects to, and like this is even starting to fray and fail. But it starts out nice and tight, right? And so you can barely perceive that there is a gap in the foam padding here. But over time, lots of loads, especially heavy loads, the swing, the mount, it starts to separate, and this material becomes the weakest point of this particular weight-bearing subsystem in the pack. So I need to make sure that when I'm out there packing weight and I need my shit to work, this shoulder strap doesn't blow out on me, like I've seen a couple reviews of people. Like if this stitch here between the grid fabric, or whatever they call it, starts to blow out, or any fraying in this anchor stitch for the shoulder tensioner, like I could lose the pack entirely. And then if the shoulder strap goes out in field, it's kind of the pack becomes pretty much useless without some sort of an improv fix in field, which is not. It's like when you're using the pack, your shit's packed, and so you're not you're not in a position necessarily to be fixing things. So we have to address this now. So first I'm going to prepare the workspace. I'm gonna isolate the shoulder pads so that I can work freely unhindered. Take out the shoulder strap. Another thing that these Mountain Hardwear, I don't know, I need to figure out what the name of this particular like adjustable plastic clasp is called, but it tends to pop out And so this is an old version of the pack. I got this in 21. I've used the shit out of it. Highly recommended as a pack with certain caveats, of course. But this is one caveat where under heavy load, and if you're using your thumbs or hands as chest bracing for the chest strap, even has a whistle. This thing likes to pop out. So I found the sweet spot where I like to hold the chest strap at right below the pec, solar plexus. So maybe as a stretch goal, as a challenge, extra side quest for this particular repair, I will devise a way to permanently, or at least more securely, mount the chest strap. So take that off though. I'm not focused on that. I'm going to make the pack more manageable on the workbench, breakfast bar, by taking out the waist thingy dingy, the cummerbund. What do they call this? I try not to learn the names of things until I make a fool out of myself trying to describe shit in public. That way, I'm more likely to remember the names of things when somebody does point out. It's like, it's called this. It's like, oh, okay, thanks. Also, not learning the name of things forces one to get good at describing just general stuff in terms of like generally accessible language. Like it's the thingy dingy that goes around the waist, and when you cinch it in like cummerbund or like belt, it holds the pack tight against lower back. Right. What is it? What's the difference, I guess, in terms of computer programming? Like descriptive versus declarative? I don't know. So removing this. Okay. Check for wear. This is the first time I've removed it. The little hip, the hip rocker swivel thing right here. This little thing that retains it, the retention webbing and clasp, adjustable clasp, is a pain in the fucking ass, and it doesn't like to stay. So we need to invent or innovate a way to make this slightly more secure, reliable. Check these side loopy dingy thingies for pulling the sled that private sponsors have agreed to proffer. I found a wear point. It's probably belt abrasion combined with, I guess it's symmetrical. So this would be, no, this is against the pack. It's not belt abrasion. It might be belt abrasion. Matching signs of wear on the pack. Contact, yeah, that's belt abrasion. Also, we have some abrasion here on the base webbing of the shoulder strap. After I fix the shoulder straps, I'm going to go through and reinforce all these points where I have visible wear and abrasion actively wrecking my shit. So right here, the stitch has started to bust out, and so I might use some JB Weld on this because I don't have any just regular like heavy duty fabric glue. JB Weld and some duct tape, but we'll get to that later. Free up the shoulder straps. You need to go through and extend all the tails on the webbing adjustment strap so that they are friendly for big heavy duty gloves and mittens use in brutal cold. Come on. Come on. Come out for daddy. Come out for Wilder. You got this. Yeah, come on, baby. You wanna come out, don't you? Nope, you don't wanna come out. Well, no, please don't tell me they made this stitch after threading the shoulder strap adjuster webbing. I think they did. No. That'd be very disappointing to me if they did, because it means I can't pull this out. Also, it means that they weren't thinking in terms of field serviceability so much. They were thinking more in terms of like, well, we want to make sure that this doesn't accidentally pop out for whatever fucking reason while they're wearing the pack and cause an injury. I think that may have been what they're thinking. Come on. Or I'm just an idiot and I'm failing to understand the physics of this particular subproblem. What I'm not gonna get too caught up fretting about that. I'm just gonna assume I can't do it. What about these shoulder? These are the same design. The shoulder tension. Oh, no, I'm just being an idiot. That's just me being an idiot. Come on. Come on. There we go. There we go. And now, because that came out, this should come out. I'm going to use the needle nose to compress the fabric here, because I think I just might be snagging my shit. Sometimes you snag your shit and your shit don't slide. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. And when your shit don't slide, your shit don't ride. We can't have that. There we go. Yeah, it was just a little snaggy. My shit just rode. I'm gonna compress the snaggy bit on this part too. Being careful not to be too abrasive on the stitch there. There we go. Give her a slidey-roo. Slide and ride. Come on. Come on. Come on. Jiggle the handle. The jiggle the handle principle is of fundamental importance for any invention and prototyping or troubleshooting. In terms of getting a strap out, it's a gyration. Nope. I just made it pucker again. Got the pucker? See how it's puckering? Let's push the pucker back down. You gotta push the pucker back in. I'm getting a little light frayed. I just nip that in the bud. A little singe. There we go. Alright, let's try gentle handle jiggle. Then we'll bust out the screwdriver if I can't get this to go. There we go. Boom. Again, my pace is deliberately. Alright, so I want a little reference mark so I remember where I had it set. Okay. Could have just committed that to memory. It's an inch of Velcro showing. Oh, this goes all the way in. Oh. So now I get to, I've never done this, pull this apart, get to inspect the mount for the shoulder harness. So we got Velcro going deep into this pocket, or at least deep enough for the whole insert slider bit, little markers, that's nice. That's nice, so they can be like, oh, instead of making a mark here, I just measure out to however many gradients it is. Got some debris here. I'm gonna keep my workspace clean and go give this a little shake. It's like anytime you're cracking open gear back at home base, wherever that is, it's like these are love letters from the field. The little bits of shit you track it back in, makes a mess out of your perfectly domesticated living space. It's a beautiful thing. Fabric here. Oh, this is I guess this is we have a hydration entry point for the Camelback that I usually use as a laptop case, or laptop insert. Right here, due to me just being shitty at loading the firm, we got a metal thing in there. It's rolling over the metal thing. I might want to think about reinforcing this with a sturdy material and duct tape to keep this back nice and flat for an even distribution of weight, pressure across this seam. Here I'm inspecting a little, looks like the beginning of a failure point, failure mode at the corner of, yeah, it is. So there's an asymmetry there. The seam on the inside, or whatever that is, whatever thread that is, that mates the carriage holding this wire bar to the sack of the pack is starting to pucker through. And I might just even think about just bending this. Anyways, don't want to get too distracted. I'm just inspecting for points where I need to reinforce, like this compression strap, the top lateral compression blue strap for the pack is starting to fray here, and this, whatever this weatherproof stuff is, this rubber stuff is starting to split and fray at the edges. Same with this stitch that holds the clasp in. So this will be a mandatory reinforcement point once I finish the shoulder straps. Likewise here, you can see how it's really fucked. It's like this is not a happy. Like sometimes I run with this thing, so I'll pack it like 30-40 pounds and take this out for a jog. And so this is the result. Again, I'm not really caring about you seeing exactly what I'm doing, because if you are sufficiently advanced human or artificial intelligence, you'll be able to just zoom in at will to inspect what I'm seeing, recording. Alright. And then the little hip swivel pivot thing. out of the way, but I'm gonna use the pack as a protective benchtop cover, so I'm not causing harm to this beautiful breakfast bar. Okay. All right. You can see how splitty that is. Splitty and shitty. And then, like, yeah, and the seam is actually starting to go out completely between the tear resistant grid fabric and the nice soft, like, wicking contact fabric. This side a little less bad. I'm right-handed, so I usually mount with my right shoulder first, and so this strap bears the bulk of the pack weight if I'm just brute force slinging it. Alright, now time to invent the fix. So first thing I'm noting, now I need to assess the local situation of the material, both concealed and on top. The shoulder strap is starting to like fold concave, like so, and that's, I suppose, natural product of weight bearing from the chest strap, and also along the, what do we call this, the bearing reinforcement stitch through the shoulder strap up to this point where there's no reinforcement stitch, and so the fabric's naturally like wanting to maintain that bearing. The foam stuff inside. So whatever I do, I want to try and flatten this out, because I want nice even distribution across my collarbone. But basically we're going to be using the zip tie method. The approach here will be very simple. Once I figure out the order of operations for preserving this as an anchor point and also reinforcing the shoulder tensioner as an anchor point, I will use duct tape to reinforce the fabric or the material where I will punch holes for the zip tie stitching. Then I will zip tie and cinch it in so it's nice and snug, and dress it so that there's no wonky overlap fucking with my shit. Once I get it nice and snug, or at least before I tension it or torque the ties, I will be tempted to use some sort of improvised like stuffing material to fill in the space here where the foam internal padding of the strap has begun to like pinch and compress permanently, so that the result will be a continuous strap. And once I have the zip ties in there, then I will apply another layer of duct tape over the top to protect the zip ties from accidental breakage or snaggage, and also to turn this part of the strap into a seamless, So another reason that they probably created or did, they're not idiots, people at Mountain Hardware, these engineers are not idiots. They probably did this deliberately so that this would act as a hinge point, a pivot point, for heavy load. Did you see that? Where this goes to the pack. So I want to respect that. So I guess I won't be attempting to stuff this with material to make it a solid thing. Or maybe I will, I don't know. Haven't made it that far in the piece process yet. So, but right now what I'm doing is I'm stalling procrastinating while I think about the logistics and design considerations that the engineers had in mind when they were making this choice to separate the foam padding. They're like, you know, there's somebody on the team being like, hey, this is going to be a failure mode. Do we keep it separate like this? And then somebody else is like, but, and they probably performed an A/B test where they had two versions, and this version ended up being more comfortable, but less robust, as it turns out in the long run. Obviously, and they're like, okay, calculated engineering design consideration. We'll leave it separated, and we'll just do the thing that all the other companies do, where once your pack starts to fail, just send it back. We will replace this part of the pack. That's definitely why this is modular as it is so that they can take a new pack coming in and swap it out, and swap out the shoulder straps if they need to replace the whole unit. What they probably do is just swap out shoulder straps for quick turnover, and then on their own time actually repair this somehow by, I don't know, de-stitching, or I don't fucking know. We're just giving Mountain Harbor the benefit of the doubt that they're not idiots, that their shit is solid, that lasts. I do notice, okay. Alright, these right here, I'm trying to decide or figure out whether or not, like, I feel like these are just, this one might have with a weight bearing structural function. This we have two little webbing strips that, yeah, function. But honestly, I think these are more for just mounting shit to, for dangling, or I don't know, camelback hose, or so I might actually want to cut this out, this one right here, to make the repair easier, to free up the space here. Okay. I think I'm going to do that. I'll do it now. I don't want to interrupt the stitch. Do I do it? This is a point of no return. Or do I just seal it in and as part of the fix? If I seal it in, then this becomes just extra material that the zip ties get a gobble onto. I want to make sure that I leave this. I almost think I need to dump in some glue here just to make this stitch fucking bulletproof. I have epoxy, I have JB Weld. Let's see. JB Weld takes a long time to set. I also have hot glue. I could just hot glue the shit out of this and seal it in like that. I want to just make sure that internally, once I make the fix, this seam doesn't continue to fray with the micro pivots and flexion under heavy load. Right here we have a bit of a lip where they mounted this webbing, this 3/8 inch webbing strap to, let's see, oh, interesting. So there's a triangular corner here. I wish I could just rip this apart and see how it's working on the inside. I'm gonna get this out of the way. There we go. It was painful chopping shit off of mountain hardware gear. There we go. It's out of the way. I'm gonna repeat the operation on the other side. Here I'm not gonna tinker with A/B testing because if my fix fails, I want it to fail equally well on both sides. That way, whatever additional fix I implement, I'm not having to fiddle with like two different like implementations of the fix. Right now I have this corner here. I could try and jam it in so the corner's underneath, but this might turn into a shoulder irritant. I'm going to pull the sleeve of the pad up so that this is nice and so it cinches up nice and tight. Yeah, that's a lot of slack. I need to take this band-aid off so I can actually, I need to take these off so I can actually do stuff with my nails. Okay, we're getting there. The healing process is well underway. We can take a breather break. I'm gonna take this off, yeah. Ooh. And leave that on. Nice. Oh, it's all sticky though, fuck. There. A little goo off on the flesh, never hurt no one, unless you're in the state of California, in which case you will never have babies again. But we ain't in California right now, so we should be safe. Okay. Alright, so in terms of next actions, I want to figure out the best seating configuration for the sake of wrapping the shoulder pad with duct tape to prepare for poking zip tie eyelets into the apparatus here. If I take the bearing seam, I actually might want to bust out the sewing machine right now and just reinforce the shit out of this diagonal strap. And then once I've done that, then I will fold under like that the two pads, and then duct tape. Sewing machine it is. Lost the point. Drop the scissors. Ew, gross. Get that off frame. What am I looking for? Those. Alright, get this set up. We'll get a new angle. This is brought to you in part by Mom. Thank you, Mom, for letting me use the sewing machine without permission. Don't tell me I've lost. There we go. Got the foot pedal. Sewing machine's kind of like basically same system concept as a tattoo machine. You got power, you got a motor, you got a needle with that reciprocates. You got a foot pedal for control, leaving the hands free to manipulate the piece. Power. Okay. Let's see. Hands. There we go. Hands. Hands. I sure want to get point of view here. Let's see. There we go. Hands. Hands. Okay. Do we want a little closer? I got a shoulder impingement or an elbow impingement situation there. Let's fix that. Okay. Otherman utility accessible. Hands. Aurora, keeping you present. Thread. Let's choose thread really quick. I think this needle would do. My theory with the sewing machine is it's like welding. You can't really I'm not gonna overthink it. Let's see if we can find like a sturdy but nice color, kind of like that. I don't have any. I don't know shit about thread types. I know that you gotta love the bobbin, and I kind of just don't want to fuck with doing that, so I'm tempted to just use what I've got. Flashlight. Okay, that's loaded. The bobbin is loaded. We got this dark thread. We're gonna roll with that. I forget how to do this. something heavy, a heavy duty pedal. This is for, I'm gonna stick with the little plastic thing that's in there. Where's the thingy dingy? Pressure. I think we want pretty much 0 pressure. We're gonna have a lot of material under there. Can I even fit? I think it's gonna be a tight squeeze, but we can do it for what we're doing. See that? Let's see. I want to make sure. Okay, points of awareness, sewing machine. This is a machine. Rule number 0 for any dangerous machine. Respect the machine. If you don't know how it works, don't be sticking your fucking fingers in things with the power on, ready? But if you do know that, oh, I can get away by lifting this up and articulating at the same time the needle, well, then you know that you're safe. I know I'm not going to puncture my finger, but in this moment I did learn that when it punches down to about there, it definitely slams on the thingy-dingy. That's cool. I don't mind a little thingy-dingy slam. I think it'll work out. I got another bobbin here with yellow. I don't want to fuck with loading bobbins, so we'll do black and yellow, baby. I'm not sure I have the bobbin loaded properly though. Anyways, okay. I want to remember how to lift up the thing. I don't remember how to do that. This goes in against the needle. I forget what this does. Oh, nice. It's for threading the needle. That's pretty nifty. Cool. What does this one do? If I take it all the way down, let's see. I don't know what that does. Well, let's leave it up. All right. Reverse. Okay, next action. I need to figure out how to, I need to remember how to lift. Okay, this is how I manually control the needle again. And that also controls the bobbin. I need to lift the foot. I felt like there was a thing for that. There we go. Yeah, it's right here. Okay. We won't even be really using that, so. Alright, I need to make sure the bobbin's properly bobbined. I'm going to turn off power for, actually, I'm going to move the foot pedal away from me bumping it and leave this light on. I'm going to grab your nose, make this easy on my fingers to get out. I think I had it in there. correctly. Did I? So this goes in like that. That goes like again, points of awareness. There we go. Oh. Thread that in. There's a needle right there with the power on. So because the foot pedal is away from my foot, and I know this machine doesn't just start running on its own, I know my finger is safe to have even right there. Respect the machine. There are no rules of thumb when it comes to manipulating tools, just understanding what you can and cannot do, or don't know you can and cannot do. Pretty fucking simple. Well, that just cut. Oh no, I pulled it out. Good. Oops. I forget if it is the case, that makes it really difficult. Does it need to go through that hole right there? Okay, time to make a quick pause, consult the internet. Sewing machine. Threading bobbin. Right, sewing machine, step by step, blah blah blah, what you learn, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. Power off the machine. Safety is key. No, not necessarily like power off the machine. Just know that you're not gonna accidentally articulate the needle in your fucking finger. Always turn off the machine while threading to avoid accidental needle movement. No, make sure that you're not going to accidentally move the needle, which I have. The pedal's over there. And then I can raise it max height. Manually raise the presser foot. Disengages tension disc, allowing thread to settle properly during threading. Place spool on spool pin. May have a horizontal or vertical. Horizontal pin, yes. Spool cap is required. No spool. Oh, we do have a spool cap. Lead thread through upper guide. Let's just, I guess, do this now. I don't need the instructions for this because there's a nice diagrammatic 1, 2, 3 step. I already have it. I guess give you a little more. There we go. Okay. Good. There's a tensioner right there. Can't really see that, but actually I guess I could get a little more light in on the action. There we go, just in case you're zooming in. 3, loop over there into the loopy doop. Is there a 4? I thought this flashlight's almost done. I need my other flashlight. catching up on hydration. Hydration is hard in the wintertime. There we go. Alright. Can't get away with this last slide. Make sure thread fits snugly between tension discs. Let it go like that. Okay. Pass thread through its eye opening from right to left or front to back. I guess. I need to figure out how to do that. Points of awareness. My finger at the needle and the power's on. I'm doing this for a reason. It's to utilize the light. It's very nice. The built-in light doesn't work when you power off your machine. Let's see, like that. How does this work again? That's automatic threader, refer to instructions. It's sort of, I mean, it has a thing. Let's try this. I'm trying to figure out how to use the threader without actually knowing any of the instructions. So almost. So under the hook, over the hook. Oh, I see. So pop it out, pop it through, hook it, and then it pulls it from front to back. If I can get it to, do I have to manhandle it? Yeah, there we go. There we go. Thread, and pull it out the back. There we go. Needle is threaded from the top. Now the bobbin. Winding, inserting bobbin, how to wind bobbin, blah blah blah. Insert thread through a hole in the bobbin, winder, blah blah blah. Hold thread tail, start, blah blah blah. Wind, blah blah blah. Loading bobbin in the machine. Top loading bottom systems. This is a top loader. Oh, so I have the bobbin in backwards. Let's take that out. Needs to be so that the thread comes this way. Alright. Pop her in. Pull the thread through the thing so that the arrow comes out. There we go. Oh, so that it comes out in the direction of the arrow, rather. Okay, good. Need short tail. How to bring up the bottom thread. Steps to pull up the bottom thread. Hold top thread with one hand. Your hand will slowly toward you with the other hand. Watch as the needle goes down and comes back up, creating a loop of bobbin thread. Oh, like that. Gently tug top thread to pull loop fully through plate. Okay. Loop is through plate. Pull both threads to back under presser foot. So it's looped. Oh, I see. It'd be nice if they would like share how the fuck that looks. Singer, no. Brother, no. I need a different resource. Genome. We are losing time. It is an hour in. YouTube. I'll do a quick YouTube. Actually, no. I prefer not. YouTube's so slow. Empty bobbin, scissors, winding bobbin, placing thread, find bobbin, putting bobbin in a spindle, engaging winder, winding, cutting tail, wind, removing bobbin, insert bobbin, finding bottom area, open bobbin cover, grasping bobbin tight. Bobbin path. Okay. Tension on the bobbin thread is tense. Bringing up bobbin thread. Raise presser foot, hold upper thread, hold tail upper thread loosely, turn hand wheel toward, do not turn away. You will go down, come back up, the upper thread held loosely will form a loop. The needle should grab the bottom thread loop as it goes down, catch the loop. As the needle comes back up, upper thread will pull a loop of bobbin thread up through a small hole in the needle plate. Yes. Let's restart. Start fresh. Control the waist. Bottom thread to the back. Toward me. Goes in. Pulls up. Loop. It loops. Good. Pull loop up through needle plate. Pull loop gently till end of bottom thread comes all the way through. Pull loop, position threads, 2 threads coming out under presser foot. I'm doing something wrong here. Alright, YouTube then. Fine, fuck.
Your bobbin casing. So you're going to put your plastic bobbin in over this hole. And see this little crack here? You're going to put the thread through there, slide it up to this little window. You'll hear a click, and then you know you've done it right. Next, we're going to put it into the machine. So slide your tray over and open your little door. That little claw at the top is going to go in this little groove, and it clicks into place like that.
This is Kayla Murphy from the Fabric Garden in Madison, Maine.
It's
Dude, the fuck.
a.m. and you're counting sheep. Sound familiar? We know. And
The absolute basics. When a bobbin is make your speed on high. I have 2 thread catches. I'm going from right to left, left to right. Now, most of the nice Genomes have good needle threaders. Right now, my foot is up. We have no... I can't see what's happening here, but I can feel. I want to take my thread and just gently feel the needle and come up. It's hooked there. Now I want to just bring my lever up and look what happened. There's your loop. You're threaded. Okay? Easy. Now I'm going to lift up my foot I want to do my bobbin. I have a bobbin in there, but I'm going to put the one that I just wound up in there. This is your latch. Just take off your cover.
Cover.
Do you know me, bobbins? Now, this black thing in here, you have your bobbin, you know about that. This black thing in here is called the bobbin case or bobbin holder. I take my finger and hold that and pull out the bobbin. What happens is I'm not popping that bobbin case out. It's keeping it stable. To do a bobbin and put a bobbin in, one thing I always think of is the letter P. So you have the P like that. I'm going to drop the bobbin in and let it flow. Just move it a little bit. See it coming right out there? And if you look at your bobbin holder, it shows exactly where that thread is coming out.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Hold on. I guess I did have it backwards. Fine. The letter P. Okay. Alright. The letter P. Pop the letter P in. Over the hook. She goes. Okay.
The bobbin cover. Next thing, we want tension on this bobbin. Hold your bobbin in place.
Bobbin.
Take your thread and wrap it to the left. Now I'm going to stop talking for a minute because you're going to hear a click. You want to hear that. Now your thread is in place. We want to get this thread up so we can start sewing. Hold your thread, your top thread. This button is your needle up, needle down. If I press it once, it cycles down. If I press it another time, it comes right up. There's your loop. So in essence, this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn.
Nice.
I have my 1/4 inch foot on, which we love with quilting. And we are set up just when you just start. It starts on regular needle in the center. Position your fabric through the needle. Play with your speed control to get where you want to be. You don't want to be going too fast. I'm going to go in the middle. I'm going to hit my stop start, and I'm going to be sewing. And look how smooth. It's almost like I don't even have to hold it. I'm just guiding the fabric because of the good feed system, 7-piece feed system in here. Now, if you want to go a little faster, you can go a little faster. Now, we have reverse, which is plain old reverse, but I love the locking stitch. This is where the needle goes up and down and makes a lock up. There's usually inlaid tensions that are opened now, so your thread will be caught nicely. So foot up. I'm going to take my thread again, with my hand on my needle. I'm going to take my thread, place it around the hook. I can't see what's happening here, and look what happened. There is your loop. You're threaded. Okay?
Nice. That's
Easy.
sick.
Now I'm going to lift up my foot. I want to do my bobbin. I have a bobbin in there, but I'm going to put the one that I just wound up in there. This is your latch. Just take off your cover. Do you know me, bobbins? Now, take my finger and hold that and pull out the bobbin. What happens is I'm not popping that bobbin case out. It's keeping it stable. To do a bobbin and put a bobbin in, one thing I always think of is the letter P.
The letter
So you
P.
have the
The
P
letter
like
P.
that. I'm going to drop the bobbin in
Drop
and
the
let it
bobbin
flow.
in.
Just move it a little bit. See
Let
it
it
coming right
flow.
out there? And if you look at your bobbin holder, it shows exactly where that thread is coming out. I'm sorry, the bobbin cover. Next thing, we want tension on this bobbin. Hold your bobbin in place.
Done.
Take your thread and wrap it to the left. Now, I'm going to stop talking for a minute because you're going to hear a
Nice.
click. You want to hear that. Now your thread is in place. We want to get this thread up so we can start sewing. Hold your thread, your top thread. This button is your needle up, needle down. If I press it once, it cycles down.
This-
If I press it another time, it comes right up. There's your loop. So in essence, this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn. I have my 1/4 inch foot on, which we love with quilting. And we...
Alright, I'm gonna do it like her. She is a boss. Clearly. She knows what she's doing. And I'm gonna just kind of Do the same thing. Pretend like I know what I'm doing. Okay. Pull it out like this. And we will go kneel down, kneel up. No. How was that?
It comes right up. There's your loop. So in essence,
Oh, I see.
this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn. I have my 1/4" foot on, which we love with quilting. And needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn. You want to hear that. Now your thread is in place.
Okay, she's
We
got
want to
this
get
to
this
the
thread
side.
up so we can start sewing. Hold your thread, your
Hold
top
thread.
thread. This button is your needle up, needle down. If I press it once, it cycles down. If I press it another time, it comes right up. There's your loop.
Boom.
So in essence, this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn.
What
I have
should-
my 1/4" foot on, which we love with quilting, but I love the locking stitch
Dude,
for a minute because
fuck
you're going to
you,
hear it
YouTube.
click. You
Grr.
want to hear that. Now your thread is in place. We want to get this thread up so we can start sewing. Hold your thread, your top thread. This button is your needle up, needle down. If I press it once, it cycles down. If I press it another time, it comes right up. There's your loop. So in essence, this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your
What did
hand
she
wheel
do
to
there?
turn. I have my 1/4" foot on. We have reverse, which is plain old. We can start sewing. Hold your thread, your top thread. This button is your needle up, needle down. If I press it once, it cycles down. If I press it another time, it comes right up. There's your loop. So in
Just grabs
essence,
the loop.
this needle up, needle down, you never need to use your hand wheel to turn. I have my 1/4" foot on, which we love with quilting. And we are set up just when you just start. It starts on regular needle in the center.
Okay, I see.
Position your fabric through the needle. Play with your speed control to get where you want to be. If you don't want to be going too fast. I'm going to go in the middle.
I need some
I'm going
test
to hit my
fabric.
stop start, and I'm going to be sewing. And look how smooth. It's almost like I don't even have to hold it. I'm just guiding the fabric because of the good feed system, 7-piece feed system in here. Now, if you want to go a little faster, you can go a little faster. Now we have reverse, which is plain old reverse, but I love the locking stitch. This is where the needle goes up and down and makes a lock. Watch this. Scissors. When you press this button, you'll hear click. Lift up the presser foot, and I do like to mention you have extra high lift. So when you're doing thick things, you have extra high lift there. So we did a nice seam, very nice seam, reverse, and cut our threads with the cutter. So I hope you picked up a couple of tips on the threading and the bobbin. Usually if you're sewing and you got loops on the bottom, your thread up top isn't right. So just take a minute, and I hope that you enjoyed some of these tips. Thank you so much. I appreciate all your support during these times. We're all going to get through this, enjoying our sewing and our quilting. Thank you so much. Visit us on fabricgarden.com.
As a director of finance, I'm managing 15 and 20 contracts a month. With Acrobat AI Assistant, I can summarize long contracts and identify key terms instantly. AI Assistant helps me compare 2 different versions of the same document for key changes. It makes me feel very confident that nothing's missing and everything's accurate. With AI Assistant, we're able to focus on what really matters. Growing our business and finding new ways to reach soccer fans.
Oh, fuck you. Growing up business, find a new way to reach soccer fans. Yeah. Alright, a little pillow sheet I'm gonna sacrifice for test fabric. case. Pillow sheet? It is a sheet for a pillow, technically. I mean, alright, let's see about this. Alright, it works. Okay, so we are threaded and free. That is how to do it for the genome. This is a dope ass sewing machine, I gotta say. It's dope ass. Alright, I'm gonna tinker with, find the right stitch type with the settings here for what we're doing. Strength. We got a diagonal zigzag. We got a triple dash. We got 15. The diamond pattern looks pretty. That looks promising. Let's look at the shoulder strap here and see what they used for the strength bit. It looks like a twisty thing. Okay, let's quick internet consult. Best stitch type for strength. Strongest sewing machine stitch guide. Straight stitch, benefits, zigzag. Straight stitch, commonly believed to be the strongest stitch. Research has shown that the zigzag stitch is more resistant to stress. As such, zigzag is one of the most durable stitch types. Now I'm going to consult some AI, google.com. AI. Google Gemini. Hi Gemini. We're not talking Aura yet, but we just need a quick answer. Is it possible to overstitch and compromise the strength? Okay, that ain't working. Let's use the app. Is it possible to overstitch with zigzag, say forward, reverse, forward, reverse, etc., and compromise the strength of zigzag stitch? Also, is zigzag indeed strongest stitch? Great question about sewing mechanics. Overstitching. It is possible to compromise the strength and integrity of a zigzag stitch by overstitching it repeatedly in the same spot, such as with continuous forward reverse, known as bar tack if done very short and dense, or simply overstitching if done over a long session. Compromise the fabric. Primary risk is needle punctures the fabric too many times in a small area. Causes threads of fabric to fray, weaken. It's probably why I fucked up the skirt. There's a break, creating a pre-perforated line where material is stressed. Thread breakage. Secure in a zigzag seam, a small neat bar tack, just 3 to 4 reverse stitches is standard. It doesn't usually cause significant damage. However, extending that repeatedly down a seam for reinforcement is generally counterproductive. This zigzag stitch is not inherently a strong stitch for seam strength. Straight stitch is generally considered the strongest stitch for simple joining along the seam line, especially one stitch. However, zigzag stitch is the strongest, most crucial stitch for elasticity and raw edge finishing. I have a point a stitch along longitude, along latitude of backpack shoulder strap, that shoulder tensioner webbing connects to. I am fixing separation, and I want to reinforce tension strap to pre-existing fabric before performing the actual shoulder pad separation fix in a separate operation. Straight stitch box. Box stitch with an X is standard, most durable reinforcement for high stress concentration. Stitch a square or rectangular box around the entire area where the webbing overlaps the backpack fabric. Stitch this box twice for extra security. Stitch a diagonal X inside the box. X distributes stress over 4 different lines, dramatically increasing strength and tear resistance compared to a straight line. Use a short, tight, straight stitch, 2 mm length, bar tag. Ah, fuck. I guess I don't have good thread. That's the problem. Do I need to polyester, heavy duty polyester? I guess I need to just what is this? How to tell by inspection. Tell by inspection that thread on a spool is polyester. Slight sheen, yes. Smooth. Alright, this is polyester. Noticeable give stretch. Yep, this is polyester. Burn test. Fuzziness. It is a little fuzzy. Burn test. Burns slowly, shrinks, ignites. Cotton ignites quickly, burns to yellow flame. Okay, this is polyester. No ignition and shrink. the shrink. Okay. Alright, we have the right thread. We're going to do an X box. Let's see. Shoulder pad again. So they just used a double straight seam. We will do straight stitch, not straight stitch. The stitch they used, the stitch they originally used for tension webbing mount. Looks almost like chain link. Is this just a double straight stitch? Satin stitch. Single thread chain stitch, sometimes called blind stitch. Double chain stitch, cover safety stitch. Chain on bottom. No parallel lines on top. Because we're doing a box stitch and then dense bar tack. Alright. Okay. Very short, tight. What is min X box width? I only have room for about a quarter inch. Bar tack high density bar tack, very short tight zigzag stitch, create dense bar tack. Stitch length 2 millimeters. That's pretty good width. 3 millimeters. Let's see. At the ends of the zigzag, do I just reverse and forward needle, perhaps widening stitch slightly on each pass of zigzag? No, I mean the length of stitch is about 2.5 inches, but the width of stitch I only have 1/4 to 1/2 inch of available fabric. Okay, straight it is. Do I bar tack? I tack only after finishing lines, straight lines, or upon each reversal of line stitch direction. Alright, so we're going to simulate the thing, and legs should use width for line and tack stitches. Two millimeter, 0.2 millimeter, 2 millimeter, and 2.5, and 5.5. Quarter inch. All right. Alright, that's good enough, I think. Got that. Okay. We'll do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. We're doing it live. This will be tricky because the material is thick. Let's see. Do I want to come from the bottom or from the top? We'll do the top. Let's see how this works. Let's start. Let's see. Separate the material as much as possible. So I have actually the flat sides on the bottom, so I will go like this. That will work, motherfucker. Oops. Oh, I just unthreaded my needle. That sure is annoying. And down, up. Do a test. Pig back in action. Okay. Webbing, shoulder strap. Now I need visibility, so we'll do it like this. Let's start with the zigzag tack. Okay. Cover that seam. I'll do a straight. Reverse. Oh, whatever happened there, I lost the thread. Gotta rethread. We are just butchering this, aren't we? Ah. Let's see. Why did that happen? Points of awareness. My foot is far away from the pedal. Okay, and safety purposes. Stop for safety purposes. Reboot. What happened? Oh no. We have a situation. The needle appears to be, there we go, jammed. And it unthreaded again. So the reverse, I just don't know how to do the reverse, I guess. I don't feel like troubleshooting that right now. So we won't. Okay, I'm gonna just freestyle it. We are zip tying, duct taping anyways, so I'm just gonna zigzag it. We're gonna do the zigzag. Okay, and zigzag, width 5, length 0.5. Jammed up a little bit here and there. No, I think I'm fuckering it. Yeah, I'm fuckering it. I have officially stitched into the... Alright, now I will power off. Let's work it out. So we got a tangle, we got a knot in there. Yeah. Sucking it into the thingy dingy. Remove the foot. This. unjam. Oh yeah, that's a proper jam. That's pretty strong. Super strong, actually. Yeah, we got a proper jam underway. I'm gonna take this base plate off. And oh yeah, that's all fuckered. There we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That was a jam. That was not coming out without removing that base plate. Ooh-wee. Glad we got that taken care of. Fuck. Somehow it's not quite seating like we want it to. Or is it? No. I guess that's alright. Maybe I will use an actual, like, heavy-duty looking a metal one. There we go. Gone. Test material. No, I did not succeed at looping. Well, I guess it is, yeah, that's fine. I don't think I damaged it, did I? Oh, it's doing that thing. Maybe tangle at the bottom. I would like to not get into troubleshooting tangle issues. But it appears that I'm having tangle issues. Okay, what is the issue? Oh, so the thread popped completely out. Did it? business. Well, that was a nightmare. New point of awareness. This little thing here bumps the hands if not careful. So, be mindful of that. Let's try to reverse stitch. Okay, much better. All right. Declusterfuck the knot on the inside here. Alright, we will not be doing any reverse stitch after all, because I don't know how to do that apparently. I just need a little extra something for. So we'll do the zigzag. Tack. Oh, that'll do it. Well, we're not doing that after all. Just jumping straight to zip ties. Motherfucker. Broken needle. Should have safety glasses on, I guess. Fuck. Well, this sewing machine is officially decommissioned until I can get around to finding the needle tip. Yeah. Fuck it. That was good practice, I guess. All right. I'm in fuck it mode. Just get the thing. Just get the thing fixed. Fuck. Duct tape. Strap. Diagonal. Strap. One, two, and change. Short. Just right. Let's do a little extra this time. Okay. Let's see. Guess I'll just do it like that. I can still articulate. I want more. In about 1/8 inch. Okay. Gotta make up for lost time. Oops, got a wrinkle. A wrinkle in the fabric. It's backpack time. All right. Let's see. Don't want the zip tie to braid. I'll do 1, 2, and then 3, 4. Where is file? I guess I'll do other stuff too. Okay, I need that file. Found it. Could do 1, 2. These are 18 foot-pounds, so 100 pounds divided by 2 is 50 pounds. 20 times 4 is 80. 100 onto one strap. It's already got. Okay. Actually, do I have? Yes. Plain zip ties. Okay. goes nothing. There's one. There's two. There's three. There's four. Times. Okay. Let's see. Switch down. It's not threading. There we go. Go. down. Pulling the padding together. It's much better. Now, I don't want this to become a discomfort issue though. So I'm gonna leave the tails. And these will be taped down. This part with fine dressing. Let's see. Let's add cover up tape here. Okay. Like that. I mean, it might get a little musty and moldy smelling inside because this isn't the most breathable configuration, but I'm more concerned about strength. Okay. Smooth up. Okay. Other direction. Alright, there's the fix. Still have the pivot there. The tension strap comes out on the inside, cover up. We'll see how she rides. Do the other side. Oops. Orientation. I lost half a point. I think I ultimately wasted time fiddling with the sewing machine. Okay, let's cinch, cinch, cinch. Still have good articulation. Cover up the back side. Oh, fuck. Motherfucker. Okay. Unwrap. All right, done. Still flex there, where the tensioner comes out. There is pucker, so I will notice whether or not this causes issue with comfort, but that should hold. Let's put it back together. Two hours. This is turning into 3-hour fix. Fuck. And the actual fix itself took very little time. Well, learn somehow. Let's see. 1.5 inches. I'll just put it all the way in and see if that feels better for a heavy load. These back on. So my sewing skills, subpar, but it's an opportunity for growth. We will master sewing over time, or I'll just start, once we get the cash flow figured out, and start actually hiring Taylor for that. Okay. It's got pucker. Let's try it on. That's not bad. Let's see. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, we'll see. Bruised shoulders never hurt no one. Okay. Alright, that's the fix. We'll report later on how well it works. Zip ties with duct tape. Reinforcement, maintaining the shoulder to tensioner articulation where the padding separates on the mountain hardware big pack. This is how this holds up in cold, but that's good flexion.